Good morning, this is John Piper with the weekend video clip, and it's Saturday the 21st of June. Looking at the chart of the FTSE hourly chart, we had expiry yesterday, not a great deal happened, but then it's the expiry date plus or minus 2 sessions, which is important. This triangle has been controlling the market for over a month now. It shows you the very quiet nature of movements, which is not really ideal from the point of view of trading, although it does suit the shorter term strategies, as Mark and Cameron are finding. Although the very low ATR doesn't help either, in fact. Basically, we've seen this break below, now breaking back up again, so that's not a great deal. It looks like something's happening, but nothing much is, as it were. There's an old joke about the civil service, wasn't it? It seems to be a lot happening, but nothing actually does. Anyway, we're now back in the triangle, right in the middle of it, in fact, pretty much. Look at the pattern now, it would appear to be an A wave decline, 3-part B wave, and then a C wave. We've got quite a clear 5-wave decline here. I discussed that the other day. That's the end of 3, that's 4, and that's 5. Of course, we've also got just an A, B, C here now, which isn't ideal. That could be, I guess it could be that that's a 1, 2, then a 1, 2, with a thrust coming up. So it's all about next week, really. I think the big issue here is this wave, sort of phase 3 topping process I've been talking about. That's just terminology to mean that we're not really going anywhere on the upside, but we will eventually go down on the downside, i.e. the next major move will be down. Problem is that these things can go on for a long time, so it's very difficult to decide on how it might pan out. If that's the case, then any move is going to be truncated to the upside. Right now, not a great deal going on FTSE. We're just back in the triangle. So the key level, of course, is this level here, about 68.60. We can make it above there, then we'll get a break to the upside. That would be a buying signal. It may, of course, go the same way as a sell signal, but that is all we've got to go on at the moment. The all-time high is at 6950. Rather like the DAX on 10,000. That's going to have a magnetic attraction. Having got so close, it's very likely we're going to see a move up to 7,000. So that's definitely on the cards. So long positions are indicated, but again, if we're in the topping process, it could be a fairly meandering ride. Look at the DAX now. The DAX is quite a good example of what we're seeing here. 10,000 is a key level. We tested it there, failed. We broke it there, failed. We saw acceptance there, failed. We saw acceptance here, and it's actually closed below again. So, it's a very unsatisfactory situation. However, we have got an A, B, C, followed by 1, a possibly regular 2. Well, that's a slightly complicated count, but it's valid. Possibly, actually, there's a possible 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. So this could be just a corrective move. So a spike low on Monday could easily be a good buying opportunity. So that's one opportunity I'll be looking for in the coming week. In these reports, the main focus is what are the opportunities that we're going to see in the coming week. Also, I'm trying to explain the way I look at markets. Every different technique gives different opportunities, and it's fairly obvious, I suppose. But it's a matter of successful traders find the technique that they like, that suits them. They research that technique thoroughly. They become practiced in that technique thoroughly, and they're not frightened about a few losses here and there, because losses are inevitable. A lot of traders have a few losses and run off to the next technique, and that process is not fruitful over time, as you're just always changing one to the other, never becoming an expert, which is what it's all about. So anyway, that's one opportunity next week that looks quite solid, in fact. There could, of course, be a delay in these things. The wave count looks pretty good. I say it's a fairly good 5. The third wave is a bit lacking, in the sense it's just a gap, which is a slight worry. Mondays, early in the session, early in the week, is a good time to trade. So Monday morning is the time to be looking at that. Alright, this is the Dow hourly chart. Made a new all-time high yesterday here. Seen a wave up to there. Then there's ABC. There was no 5th wave. We never saw 16,700 taken out. This was, of course, all a bit dithery, but then we had the news coming out. Because of this, it's difficult to count this, but that looks like a bit of a 3rd. So 4th, 5th maybe. Depends how you look at it, but if we can see higher prices, 17,000 is now beckoning. Again, is obviously a fairly magnetic number. So I think it's quite likely we'll see that. it all depends how the thing pans out. Say the DAX, I think, is the main opportunity next week, so on Monday. With the Dow may well following later. It depends which markets you like to trade as well. Every market has different characteristics. Some markets suit different people. I mean, the FTSE is quite quiet, DAX is a bit more dynamic, and Dow is dynamic even more than the DAX. Right, have a look at the Nikkei Dow now. Well, not out of the woods, but we have got a decent move coming in. We're above 15,000 again. The only worry is after this huge great move up, we're going to need another leg down. So there is still that spectre, but right now it's looking good, and we're still 50% long of the Nikkei. We were 6,000 points up at the when we took 50% profits earlier in the year. The recommendation was to sell above 16,000, which worked particularly well, and we're holding the balance, and it looks like this may now go higher. But I say there is still that worry that we could see another leg down, and of course if we are on this stage 3 topping process, then it could all be rather frustrating. Right, finally we'll have a look at gold. I did promise to discuss this. We have got this blip up now, which might change the picture. If we count this as a base, which obviously it can be, double bottom, count this as new impulsive action, then we now have an A, B, C. There's a bit of a triangle here as well, in fact, down there. And obviously we've now got quite a good rally up, so it's possible that we have in fact seen a low, and that we're now going to move above this line. Whether gold will be able to do that, equity markets also rally, remains to be seen. There is all this obviously unrest in Syria and Iraq, and there's as usual, the background. There's always worries about various things, and it's fairly usual. In fact, it doesn't seem to phase the market that much. It worries people at the time, but the market doesn't seem to be that bothered about it. So let's look a bit lower down. Okay, a bit of a garbage low here, but we have got quite a nice wave pattern at the moment. So if we can see a bit of a correction, another wave up, that would certainly encourage the idea that gold has bottomed. That remains to be seen. We then look for a pullback to buy gold. I'm still holding long gold myself. There's no official recommendations there, but as I mentioned before, I believe holding some core gold is a sensible policy. So to summarise that, there's certainly a case we have seen a low, and we just need a bit more development before we want to think about buying into this market. Great, well that's all for today. Hope you found that interesting and useful. I'm back with a report on Tuesday morning. Have a great weekend. Hope the sun's shining. It is over here in sunny Spain. Thanks for listening, and bye for now.